finest golden
The choice.
golden SOX.
The choice of champion.
Put a tiger in your tent. Finest petrol in the world.
Hello, I'm Nick Ross.
And I'm Sue Cook.
Welcome to the first You Make the Difference YMTD show. It's a magazine programme created from the views that you expressed in our last programme, Talkback, and in the many research questionnaires that have been completed. During the show, we'll be looking at issues that relate specifically to how you work and where you work.
We're going to be featuring YMTD's own roving reporter. And we'll be talking to experts in retailing, in fire safety and in fuel quality. And above all, we'll be talking to the people who really count, and that's you and your colleagues. But first, service and appearance.
First impressions last. They last a long time. Now that's true in all businesses. It's particularly true in Esso's case. Today's customers simply expect more. You do, we all do. Take a walk down your local high street and you'll see that the lesson has been learned by the UK's most successful retailers. All of them have created retail environments that are warm and welcoming places. They're clean, well kept, they're staffed by friendly and efficient people. And that's the philosophy that Esso has adopted. After all, the Esso network is just like any other highly successful high street or national chain. Each station is a link in the chain, and the strength of each link lies in the standard of the site and the service that it provides. So how are those links holding up? Let's go over to our reporter, Ruby Wax.
Take me now, I'm going to Esso! Thank God. Okay, boys, follow me. We got a lift. Follow me. Excuse me, sir. Would you mind terribly if me and my crew had a lift from you? No, he's just delighted. Okay, get out of here. Come on in. All right, this is Nigel. Come here, Nigel. Dave. Oh, wait, are you Dave? Which one's Dave? Well, anyway, you know who you are. Just get in. Would you move? Move, get in here. So how's your ice cream business? Is it busy? And how many scoops do we do? Did you say scoops or is there another technology? Now remember, you're a real person. So act perfectly natural. I mean, you just drive an ice cream van, so don't get starry on me. Don't say any lines. I have all the lines, all right? And try to look at me fascinated when I speak, but you know, in a natural kind of way. Oh no, I'm sorry. I can't work with all this hair. Does anybody have any tweezers?
Ruby, where are you?
Nick, hello, hi. Nick, can I just say one thing? I've always been could you get out of my way now? I've always been an admirer of your work, and I find you very, very attractive. I think you have a huge career in front of you, just huge.
Ruby, where are you? I gather you're somewhere around the Enfield East service station.
Who knows? We seem to be driving by a sense of smell here. Isn't it sad when cousins marry?
Ruby, when you get there, we'd like you to take a look around for us, please, and tell us what you see. Give us your impressions.
Is that you, Sue? I didn't know you were doing this show, too. Sue, I don't do impressions. You want impressions? Call Rory Bremner. You know, Sue, I've always wondered how you actually move your lips and sit at a desk all at the same time. Because I always thought that was a really difficult thing to do for a blonde. I like that, Nick. Don't you? I find him really attractive. I don't know why he's not a film actor, because his face is so versatile, even with that wig. I wasn't told I would be working with Sue. Sue who, exactly? Did you ever watch Crime Watch? This woman is sponsored by Identikit to make the criminals look good. I could do the job much better. I know. I mean, what does she do anyway? She sits behind a desk for a living, period. Something must be wrong with her from the waist down. That's what I think. She could be replaced by a hand puppet like that. The only reason I'm doing the outside broadcasting is because my legs are much better. Well, bigger anyway. Anyway, you know what I was thinking about, Sue? Okay, that's it. We're here. We're here. This is it. So just pull over. That'll be fine. Okay, Nige or Nuh. Come on, follow me. Dave, everybody. Fine, fine. Listen, Al, it's been a pleasure. Stop the car now. Nigel, Dave, you know who you are. Come on, everybody out. Okay, Al, listen, Al. You're finished in the program now. Your moment of glory is over. Your tiny second of fame, finito. I want you to have this to remember me by. This is just a taster of the cruelty of show business. Okay, back to Oblivia. Farewell, farewell. Al, keep that pecker up. Farewell, Al. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Al, I love you.
Ruby, what can you see?
Is that you, Sue? I see a little bit of Beirut right here in the heart of England. I'm standing here in a demilitarized zone just after the tanks have left. What do you think I'm looking at? I'm in a service station.
Ruby, do you think you could find someone from SO to interview, please?
10-4, big fella. I'm on the case. Pad, thank you. I'm going into the shop. I don't know what you're doing. Get in here. Hello, do you know where Carol is?
Hi, I'm Carol.
Oh, Carol, hi, I'm Ruby.
Hi.
See, Carol is real. Okay, now listen, I don't want you to be nervous. Okay, just relax the shoulders, and breathe. Breathe, just suck in the stomach, okay? And don't look at the camera, even though there are thousands of people looking at you. Okay, now listen, I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions about service and appearance here, and then a few sexual, intimate details about yourself. Okay, now, so tell me, Carol, Esso is mega serious on the kind of service customers get around here. What does that mean to you?
Well, there are a lot of garages around here, so we need to be different. We need to be friendly. We need to be as helpful as possible. They need to be getting something that is different.
Yes. Well, let me just ask you this. Now, it's broken down into two things. One is service, which is the actual effort that goes into the job, and two is appearance, what the place looks like.
Well, yes, but it isn't just the way we serve customers. I mean, it's also important that the facilities are of a high standard. For example, the pumps, they need to be clean, and they also need to work.
Right, well, I'm sure. God forbid. Well, just tell me about this place here, because, you know, I wouldn't actually choose to go into a place like this and browse. I would go to Harrods.
Well, yes,
sentimental.
quite,
So
yes,
what
right.
actually goes into the layout here?
Well, predominantly, most of the customers that come in are, after all, buying petrol. So they've got cars, and they need to, if they need oil, they might need new windscreen wipers.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff there that will relate to the car. Then they might be hungry, they might decide they've run out of things at home. We've got a lot of useful things that, you know, practical things. We've also got a microwave, French fries, any snacks, lunchtime, they might be hungry, need a drink. As you can see, we have a variety of drinks here. We try to cater for everybody's tastes. We try not to overwhelm the customer when they walk in. We have the central reservations here, which do actually break it up. You know, we have the cat food, we have cat litter, and then we have a variety of things, even down to nappies and papers, magazines, leading on to sweets.
Right. Let me ask you, there's another question on my list. Do you get many people with impulse purchases? What does that mean? They suddenly elope with the deodorant?
No, that's an on-spot decision to buy something. They might be waiting for change and they see a bag of sweets and they go for it.
Right. And what do you actually do to help the customer buy the stuff?
Well, we try to be as welcoming as possible and friendly, and also make the area as attractive as possible. Have everything out, available, well stocked. It's very important that everything is stocked up to the brim so that they can, you know, it looks attractive.
It's very beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm very much in love with this entire display.
Thank
out
you.
here. Tell me, Carol, are you married?
No,
Are you engaged?
no,
Do you go out with anybody?
not at the moment.
Oh. Maybe I could introduce you to somebody.
Oh,
Nigel, what am I doing? Talking to myself. Would you please follow me? I'm not going to introduce you to Nigel. Anyway, let's talk about the loo. How often does this get used by the customers?
well, every day. In here we try to, it's a wide area, it's fitted for disabled people as well as able-bodied people. We try to make it as, you know, pleasant as possible.
It's very pleasant.
Well, that's right, you know, we try to make sure there's fresh soap. There's nothing more annoying than walking in, trying to wash your hands and there are no soap, there's no bar soap, and paper towels to dry your hands. and loo paper and
Right.
so forth.
How do you make sure that nothing goes wrong in here?
Well, we make sure that the lights work, we check the lighting and make sure the floor's dry.
Right.
We wouldn't like you slipping over.
No, I can imagine something pretty embarrassing coming in here head first into
That's
the
right.
bowl. Okay, Carol, spill the beans. What handy little tips do you personally have for everybody out there? Now, don't be nervous. There's only 12,000 people watching you.
Yeah. Well, there aren't that many things really. It's just generally going round, making sure that the labels are round the right way. It looks good, it looks better for the customer. It's important. Making sure the sell-by date hasn't run out. And spending 5 or 10 minutes a day gemming up on latest price changes, you know, different products and so forth. That's basically it really.
That's wonderful. You know, I think I have somebody for you.
Oh yeah?
Do you like ice cream?
Don't mind ice cream?
I have an ice cream van driver, Al. Let's go look at the forecourts.
Put a tiger in your finest petrol in the world.
The choice of champion.
Put a tiger in your tank.
The choice
Finest golden.
Oh
You do all that?
every day.
God, I need a drink. Do you have any coffee? Do you boys want coffee? Everybody take a break. Just a minute, where are you going? I did not say dismissed yet. Sorry about that, Nikki Pooh. I'll be back in a moment. And so who's paying for all this?
So, customer service and appearance are critical elements in your station's formula for success. And to find out how important, we've asked an expert in retailing to be with us today, Mr. Ken Birkby from Marks & Spencer. Welcome, Ken.
Hello, Sue.
Now, Ken, what exactly does service mean to Marks & Spencer?
Well, retailing is an increasingly competitive environment, and offering good service is one way of beating the competition. Marks & Spencer aims to offer quality service, and what we mean by that is offering friendly, helpful service from well-trained staff and getting it right first time, every time.
How do you know you're getting it right?
Well, we've got 14 million customers who shop with us each week, and they fairly quickly tell us if we're not getting it right.
And what service do customers actually want then?
Well, they want service related to products. In Marks & Spencer, they want quality, value, freshness if it's foods. They want to be able to find it in the store, and they want it clearly labelled and ticketed. On the first of those points, the staff can't do much about the merchandise that we sell, but on all of the others, they have an integrally important part in maintaining the displays, rotating the food, and making sure it just looks attractive.
So that's the products. What about the actual shops?
Well, the shops themselves need to be pleasant, clean and safe environments, and here the staff play a very important part in routine cleaning, making sure there are no spills and mess on the floor, and no dangerous areas where it spoils the image of the store is in fact unsafe.
And what about what we customers would really call the service, at the counter, as it were?
Well, the face-to-face service element is the one area where staff only can actually play a part. And in that, customers really want politeness, they want to be treated as they want to be treated all the time, with respect and dignity. They also want efficiency. They don't want to wait in queues behind till operators who don't know how to work the till or how to take the method of payment. They also want information. They want to know about the products on sale, and the sales assistant can provide that and increase sales.
So they need to feel that somebody cares.
That's right. They buy more if they feel somebody really cares about the merchandise. And a satisfied customer will tell lots of people, and they will come and buy as well. Marks & Spencer doesn't advertise a great deal because it spreads its reputation by word of mouth.
Now, we're talking very much about Marks & Spencer, but does that approach apply equally to Esso?
Oh, undoubtedly. Every retail environment, the same principles apply. And I think it's important that we make people feel special, because then the sales assistants feel special and get a real buzz about their job.
So it works all round, really?
Works all round, yes.
Ken, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Well, in fact, Esso is responding to the challenge of service and appearance with a new and exciting programme of its very own. Quite soon your boss will be giving you the details of that programme, which will also give you the chance to win lots of prizes and also a trip somewhere rather special. But more of that later on.
Last Christmas, Esso ran a competition. Esso staff from service stations all over the country were invited to try their hand at writing a Christmas song. It could be set to the tune of a traditional Christmas carol. You might have heard the best 4 entries on the last YMTD audio tape, arranged and performed in great style by a professional band. The tape itself was hosted by Chris Tarrant, Capital Radio's wackiest DJ, and Cara Noble. Now, working on the principle that birds of a feather flock together, our roving reporter is at Euston Tower to interview Chris. Hello, are you there, Ruby?
For you, Nick, always.
Ruby, we haven't actually told Chris that you were coming. We thought he'd appreciate the surprise.
You didn't tell him I was coming? What, were you frightened he might seek sanctuary in the Vatican?
Good luck, Ruby.
I don't know why Sue Cook didn't do this job. She has the perfect face for the radio. Amateur. Hello, hi. My name is Ruby Wax.
Hello, I'm sorry.
I said my name is Ruby Wax,
So,
so let me in.
do you have a pass?
Buster, my face is my pass.
Ouch. Well, while Ruby's going out for a spin, as it were, we'll go on to our next item and we'll come back to her in just a moment. First, let's listen to that winning song, Silent Night, by Leslie Ann Long of Oakwood Service Station, and see how the day went with the Capital team.
Silent night, holy night, peacefully stands the Esso site. All the customers tucked up in bed, the manager sucking his thumb with Big Ted, but Santa's run out of diesel. What is he going to do? Silent, silent, holy night, holy night, stands the Esso site. Santa has finished his job of the night. Esso has fixed his band. Oh, what a sight! Santa has filled with diesel, and Eagle lets Tiger tokens too. And Eagle lets Tiger tokens too. Tiger tokens too. Tiger tokens too.
Oh, great!
Ow! Yo! I'm inside now. Shh, don't make a sound. Thank God this isn't the BBC. If they ever caught you snooping around, they'd make you go on That's Life and look at Esther Ranson's teeth.
Hey, you!
It's not me you want, it's him! Move! Come on, move! Move!
Well, I think Ruby is making some progress. Until she finds Chris, let's meet the Esso staff members who help choose the winning song. This is Eileen and Kathleen. Eileen, where are you from?
Tuffley Service Station in Gloucester. Note the service station, my lisp.
That's easy to say, service station.
Yes.
How long have you been with Esso?
About 3.5 years.
Okay, you full-time or part-time?
Part-time.
Now, what made you choose that song, the winning entry?
Well, I thought it was about the most cheerful. It was funny, and I like Silent Night, anyway.
Did you ever in
That's
your
why.
wildest dreams think you'd win?
No, I didn't.
What
No.
did you win?
I won a portable compact disc player with a twin cassette.
Oh,
It's
great.
marvellous, yeah.
Did they give you any compact discs?
Not yet. I'm waiting for the next questionnaire.
You're going to have to win another competition for that.
Yeah.
Kathleen, you also picked the winning song.
Yes,
You
I
got
did.
a runner-up prize, as it were. What was that?
Yes, a Sony Personal Stereo.
Right. Where are you from?
Newbury Service Station in Scarborough.
I thought with the
Yes.
name Kathleen and with the patriotic Irish green, you'd be Irish.
No Irish blood at all.
Now tell me, did you see the last video, the talkback video?
Yes, I did, yes.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was interesting to see how cashiers react to customers. You know, it was, I don't know, it showed you how they dealt with customers, and it was just interesting to see.
Good. What about the last Chris Tarrant audio? Was that useful?
Yes, it was. It was funny, yes. Amusing and informative as well.
Alan, did you find it informative?
Yes, quite. But I think the main thing on there was the songs, really. That's what sticks out, and because I won a prize.
Well, maybe you were so good you've nothing to learn from it. Do you think that either of you have got things to learn? Can you be still better in your jobs?
Oh, yes, I think so.
I
Yes,
think
there's
people
always
might
something.
notice things, mightn't they, that perhaps we don't.
Yeah.
Because you're so accustomed, you know.
Good.
That's
Okay, well,
right.
congratulations to both of you.
Thanks very much.
Thanks very much indeed, Eileen and Kathleen. Now, let's see if Ruby has had any luck. Ruby.
Okay, we're here. Would you shut up?
I have it from a very reliable source that this is Chris Tarrant's studio. Clipboard. Give me the clipboard. Okay, be very quiet now. I heard he's very timid.
Okay, suckers, open up! This is an interview!
Chris? Monsieur Chrissy, c'est moi? Chris?
Dear Ms. Wax, left in a hurry. If the YMTD show wanted an interview, I would be delighted to talk to Sue Cook next week. Yours sincerely, C. Tarrant. Great, just great. What has that woman got that I haven't got?
She's a real lady, really, isn't
Blonde
she?
hair.
Very well spoken.
Nick, say something.
What is your secret, Sue?
I think secret it should stay, Nick, not that it's a word in some people's vocabulary.
Not all rubies are gems. In his YMTD audio tape, Chris Tarrant invited staff to write in and enter a competition to find out who was Esso's longest-serving cashier. Well, I tell you, the letters flooded in, and we found that a number of people have been with the company for over 15 years. So far, Esso's top 10, and I say so far, are
Sandra Halsall, 16 years.
Teresa McPartland, 17 years.
Maurice Mean, 18 years.
Michael Barter, 19 years.
Roger Albrighton, 19 years.
Barbara Cousins, 20 years.
Elsie Shotter, 22 years.
Audrey Behag, 24 years.
Albert Christopher, 31 years.
But that record was handsomely broken by John Roberts, who's been with the Sanderwick service station in Somerset for 41 years. That's an extraordinary achievement. He came to stay with his uncle, who owned the service station, only for 2 weeks. That was back in September 1948. But he's still with them 41 years later. He can remember vividly back to the time when petrol was rationed with coupons. Well, you'll be getting a few vouchers now, John, from Esso in appreciation of your long-term service. Congratulations to you. But maybe you've been with Esso even longer, and if you have, do drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. Sue.
Now these days, good service depends on professionalism and confidence. Esso would like to help all the staff with these necessary skills and strengths, and it's doing that with a series of fact files and practical training courses. Last year, over 1,000 Esso staff attended skill workshops on fire safety. With the help of Chubb Fire Security, staff were given hands-on experience in putting out fires using a range of different extinguishers. They also learned the theory behind the causes of fire and the most effective methods of prevention. Fire is an ever-present risk, and Esso staff are now better prepared to confront and contain that risk. Well, with me now is David Bonnet from Chubb Fire Security. David, you recommend 3 basic steps for dealing with an emergency.
Yes, we do. First of all, you must hit the emergency stop button as quickly as possible. Secondly, call the fire brigade. They're the professionals and they know how to deal with these types of fires. And thirdly, clear the area, and then if it's safe to do so, use a fire extinguisher, the right one, to have a go at the fire.
Now, what sort of fires can occur on a forecourt?
Well, the most common sort of fire is the under-bonnet fire. Now, here you can use a dry powder or a foam extinguisher. What you do is, if you can, lift the bonnet to the first catch and then point the nozzle into the bonnet area and squeeze the levers.
So just enough for the fire extinguisher to get through?
Yes, it's important not to lift the bonnet right up because that just fuels the fire with air.
I must say I had an under-bonnet fire once. I drove into a petrol station not realising. It wasn't an Esso station, I hasten to add, but none of the staff first of all knew exactly where the fire extinguishers were, and when they did find them, they couldn't make them work.
Well, this of course emphasises the point about training. It's very important to know A, where the extinguishers are, and B, how to use them.
Because that was terrifying. Now, where else might there be a fire on the forecourt?
Well, the second most common place would be the trash area, where there is, of course, a lot of rubbish. And, of course, fuel spillages when people are filling up their petrol tanks and they spill fuel on the ground.
There'd be a possible hazard in the shop itself too, presumably.
Yes, and here the most common problem is with electrical fires, with the till or the other electrical equipment in the shop.
Once you've dealt with a fire, what are the procedures then?
Well, first of all, it's most important to report the fire to the fire inspector, to the local authority, to your area manager as well. Then fill in the accident incident book and, of course, make sure that the people who are going to come onto the forecourt after you know that there's been a fire. And lastly, of course, get the extinguishers refilled.
Right, that's my hobby horse at the moment, keep the extinguishers maintained. Of course, the main aim, really, is to prevent fires happening in the first place.
Yes, indeed. Prevention is always better than cure. Here, it's important that you ensure that all electrical appliances are switched off when they're not in use. Make sure that the doors are closed so that you don't get drafts which can fuel a fire. And, again, keep the place tidy. Good housekeeping can't be overstressed.
Do you still get customers wandering onto the forecourt with lighted cigarettes?
Well, you do, yes, but I don't think it's that frequent. Here, the only thing to do is to hit the emergency stop button.
Right, well, David, thank you very much for your advice. Okay. Well, Esso's workshops have proved to be a popular and practical way to gain new skills. The people who attended found them informative and enjoyable, as well as a great opportunity to meet up with other colleagues. In fact, the demand has been so great for places on skill workshops that a new series is planned for the spring, and that'll start on May the 8th and go right through to June the 30th. And they'll be held at 22 different locations all over the UK. Now, Eileen, you actually went to the firefighting course we saw there.
Yes, I did. Yeah. Very informative and very good.
What did you learn?
We were shown how to use the fire extinguishers, and that there are different types for different types of fire, which I wasn't aware of before. And we were shown a video on sort of what not to do.
Was it fun? Was it quite spectacular with real fires?
It was both. It was spectacular, you know, with these trays of fuel, and they were set light to them. We had to put them out. Yeah, it was very, very good.
Did you learn things that, I mean, honestly, you wouldn't have known before if you'd had an incident at the station?
Yes, I think so. With the fire under the bonnet, not lifting the bonnet. I wouldn't have thought of that. You'd think automatically to lift it.
Yes, I must say
to put
so,
it out. And that you use a different sort of extinguisher.
Kathleen, you haven't been on any of these courses yet?
No, not yet. But I'm very keen to go on the next one.
Right, Kathleen, thank you very much, and Eileen. Nick, you've got some more news, I think, on YMTD.
Yep, indeed. Another way in which Esso is generating real team spirit in its service stations is through the Top Teams competition. Before Christmas, sites were invited to fill in a top team questionnaire and receive £5 worth of store vouchers for every enrolled staff member. There are thousands of pounds worth of store vouchers to be won in the Top Team's final draw as well. And talking of prizes, Esso will soon be launching a service and appearance programme with some compelling incentives for those of you who want to go places this year. Not only will the staff of the winning sites in the programme receive high-value prizes for their efforts, but some of them will be going somewhere special.
Is this Sue's idea?
Amsterdam.
Welcome to Amsterdam.
A long weekend in Amsterdam as the guest of Esso. You'll be staying there in a hotel for 3 days with a chance to visit the landmarks of one of Europe's most beautiful cities. See the canals.
All the canals and all the dikes. Gosh, am I having fun.
And taste some of the finest cuisine in the world.
And the smell of Gouda everywhere.
You'll also be meeting Esso staff members from other European countries to celebrate Esso's family ties across Europe.
Hello, guten Tag, buenos dias, hasta la vista, hola hola hola, sayonara, musto musto kulu. Goodbye.
Turn the boat, Ruby. Hang on to something.
Did I do something wrong?
Ruby Wax reporting on Amsterdam from a canal boat now beached somewhere in Berkhamsted. The incentive programme is a great opportunity and it's open to everyone, so don't miss out. Sue.
Another great opportunity for Esso is unleaded petrol. At the moment, nearly a third of all fuel sold is unleaded. Now, this is good news not just for the environment, but also for the motorist. After all, unleaded can be cheaper than 4-star leaded fuel by nearly 14 pence a gallon. Well, to tell you a little more about the facts and some of the fiction about unleaded, who better qualified to do so than Ms. Motormouth herself? She probably drinks the stuff.
If you want to see the sunset, don't say a word. I'm calling my agent. I'm a professional person. I don't do costume drama. I'm suing everybody, including myself. Excuse me, sir? Sir?
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of difficulty dunking my nozzle.
That's because you're trying to put leaded petrol in your car.
What are you talking about?
It must have a catalytic converter.
What's a catalytic converter?
All cars with a catalytic converter can only run on unleaded petrol.
What are you talking about, unleaded? You mean I don't get any lead? What kind of a cheapskate place is this? I mean, they put lead in the pencils, they should put lead in the petrol. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, but at the end of this year, all new cars must be able to run on unleaded petrol.
Unleaded, unschmedded. Have you ever been on the M25? Cars don't move at all, even with petrol in them. Now give me this nozzle. Give me the nozzle!
If you do that, you'll damage the car.
Really? Then give me a funnel.
Honestly, you'll damage your engine.
Who says it's my engine?
Well, whose car is it?
Well, it's big and it's loud. It must be Sue Cook's.
Do you know Sue Cook? I wonder if you can get the autograph.
Okay, that's it. I've had it. I'm out of here. Oh, Nick, hello, hi. Listen, I just want to say goodbye. And you know that seat next to you? Keep it warm for me, okay?
What could one say? Except thank you. Well, Ruby may not be able to wax lyrical about unleaded petrol, but we know a man who can. Bob Symes is one of the experts on Tomorrow's World. Bob, welcome.
Hi.
Now, why did they put lead in petrol in the first place, if now we have to take it out?
Well, first of all, this is a sort of normal engine, which you might have, if you're lucky, you can even have 2 more cylinders. This is 4, it could have 6. But let me show you with one of those cylinders what happens. There's a cylinder all ready to start firing. Can either be driven by the starter motor or by another cylinder, compressing the petrol-air mixture, and with the light here, it fires, and that pushes it down and drives the wheel.
That was the sparking plug igniting it?
Exactly.
Right.
Now, they discovered that by putting lead into petrol, they could make this space smaller and compress the mixture much more tightly.
And that makes explosion more efficient, does it?
Much more efficient, makes a very much better, much more efficient and a more powerful car. But at the same time, they discovered something funny. The lead that they put in the petrol lubricated the valve seats and didn't make them stick, and so that was an additive that was quite useful for lubrication.
Now, this, of course, was before anybody realised that lead did any harm when it was exhausted out of here into the environment. Now they're trying to get rid of lead. How do they change the car to run on unleaded fuel?
2 things. First of all, they can raise the octane rating by other means than adding lead, and then they put other metals in the valve seats which don't need lubrication.
OK. Now, supposing a customer comes onto the forecourt and doesn't know whether the car runs on leaded or unleaded and can't find the handbook. Obviously, you look in the handbook. That's the first advice.
That's the first thing you've got to do. But if you put unleaded petrol in a car that's designed for leaded petrol, nothing too disastrous happens as long as you fill up the tank normally, again, particularly when it's half empty, because it mixes better.
So just a certain amount of unleaded fuel in a car designed for leaded won't be disastrous?
No disaster at all.
But you then have to look for the guidebook quickly.
Yes.
What about the other way around? Supposing you've got a car designed for unleaded fuel, can you put leaded petrol in it?
Well, there are two different occasions. If it's a normal engine, yes, you can. But if the engine has a catalytic converter, no way.
Now, a catalytic converter, that's the thing you put on the exhaust and it takes out the noxious gas.
The poisonous gas.
But that's ruined if you put leaded petrol
Yes.
in, is it?
If it fires, the lead vapor deposits on the catalyst immediately and fouls it, and it ruins it absolutely and utterly if you're silly enough to put it in.
So how can you tell if your car's got a catalytic converter? If you've got a driver who honestly just doesn't know?
Well, it's easy because the hole through which you fill the tank is much smaller on cars fitted with a catalytic converter, so you can't get an ordinary filler nozzle into it. So don't be clever and fill it with a funnel.
Some good advice. Bob Symes, thank you very much indeed.
Not at all, a pleasure.
Now, all of this information is in your second fact file, and do remember to refer customers to the SO guide, choosing the right grade of unleaded petrol for your car. Sue.
And that just about wraps things up. Look out for more YMTD news coming your way soon.
Right, well, you'll also be receiving your second fact file. That contains everything, not just about fuel products, but all you need to know about service and appearance.
Inside you'll find facts about SO's merchandising and tips on how to give better service. And by the way, 6,000 of you successfully completed the Safety Fact File questionnaire, so thanks for that. Let's see if we can improve on that figure with fact file number 2.
Yeah, let's hope so. And until we see you again, do remember, you really do make the difference. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bring up the lights, please. Okay, Jeff, tell us to do that too. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. That's a wrap. Long day. We survived. Well done, gallery. Well done. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Lovely. That's very kind of you, everybody.
Class as a baby fresh, would you?
Certainly.
I thought it went rather well, didn't
It
it?
did, didn't it?
Oh, Ruby's a bit of a card.
Oh, yeah,
I hope she got home all right.
I wonder.
Everything all right?
Yes, fine, thank you.